بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another day in our life. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bless us with all the khair of this day and protect us from all types of evil. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the opportunity to take maximum benefit from this day of Jum'ah and give us all the rahmah of this day. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. As we are approaching towards the month of Ramadan, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's practice was to inculcate and to talk about the virtues. How is a person able to take maximum benefit from this month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given? One of the highlights of this month is a person, he is protected from the deception of shayateen. Now, there are different categories of individuals when it comes to the protection of shaitan. Because two actions, the month of Ramadan itself already becomes the means in which Allah Azza wa Jal restrains the shayateen so they're not able to advocate and work in making those actions as they used to do in the previous months. So that's the first aspect of being protected from shayateen. The month itself brings an opportunity that has been put forward by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah Azza wa Jal, He is stopping the shayateen to go and work with people. And on the other side, the fasting, the act, that the ibadah, the fardiyah that a person is fulfilling, that itself is a protection from shaitan. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as-sawmu junnah, that fasting is a fortress, it's a protection, it's a shield. And it protects individual from doing actions that are unpleasant and against the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the month of Ramadan, you are getting two sources of protection. Number one, through the ibadah of fasting, Allah is protecting you. And through the month of Ramadan, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, that when the month of Ramadan comes, sufidat shayateen, Allah changed the shayateen. So now in this month, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doubles the opportunity for a person to exceed, and at the same time the force that is stopping a person to do ibadah of Allah, that has been stopped by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the question comes in, for many people, either it's Ramadan or it's not Ramadan is the same thing. In good way and in bad way. For people, they spend their entire year in such a way that already have prepared for the month of Ramadan, that when the month of Ramadan comes in, they just excel in ibadah. So of course, that's the alamat of khair. This is the acceptance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But on the other category, a person, when the month of Ramadan comes, his behavior, his actions, they don't say. In fact, for some people, they even become more bitter in the month of Ramadan than they are outside the month of Ramadan. Right? A lot of people have this, oh, don't mess with me because I'm hungry. Right? A hungry man is an angry man. A person who is hungry, he's always angry. Why? Because he's restless from inside. His fulfillment of desire it's not going through. Now the question comes in that if the shayateens are packed, then the fasting is also protecting him, then how come his behavior is not changing? How come he's the same individual, the same person? In fact, in the month of Ramadan, for small things, people become irritated, right? And the biggest fights is about the sitting. This is my spot, this is my spot. Reservation before Taraweeh prayer, 15, 30, 40 minutes. You come, put your musalla, roam around the whole day, go home, drink some tea, come back, your place is reserved. And if someone has taken your musalla and put it on the side and put their own, then you become irritated, right? Now, mashallah, not you, but this is what the regular situation is that people started to become irritated for small, small things. Now the question is, the shayateens are locked up. Your fasting is giving you protection against shaitan. Then where did this behavior come in from? So ulama has given a very beautiful explanation of this. They say that, you know, when a person rides a bike, when you ride a bike, there is a portion in the bike that you have to pedal. And there is a portion in the bike that you don't have to pedal. The bike moves on its own. So a person, he is so used to that behavior throughout the entire year that shaitan has pedaled him so much to his nafs that when the month of Ramadan comes, shaitan doesn't need to do pedaling anymore. The nafs has already been equipped with so much of force that the bike just moves. The person's behavior, his character just moves. Now, what you need to do, if you want to stop that bike that is running without the force of the pedal, you just press the brake and it stops. You press the brake and it stops. And there is no force for that bike to move anymore because no one is pedaling. So similarly, as soon as right before the month of Ramadan comes in, you start to change your character. That I want to make this Ramadan as a month of change in my life. I'm going to change. And working on your character, that's the biggest progress. Right? Working the way you talk with people, you behave with individuals. Because these actions are such that can demolish the reward of the month of Ramadan and the reward of fasting. So we have to work on our character in the month of Ramadan and before the month of Ramadan. And when we make our character accomplish what it needs to accomplish in the month of Ramadan and our nafs have been protected, then this individual outside the month of Ramadan, his behavior changes. Then he goes towards that life which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for him. And this life becomes a pleasant situation for him. That he gets very good, he gets happy when ibadah comes into his life. And when evil comes in, he becomes restless. We ask Allah to give us the same feeling. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us the same spirit. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide us with all the great qualities before the arrival of the month of Ramadan. And make us among those who are given the full rahmah, maghfirah, and the deliverance from the fire of hell in the holy month of Ramadan. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. جزاكم الله خيرا سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب